Beloved child, can you hear it? That is my voice calling your name, not from a distant place, but from very near. Deep within your heart, the place you've hidden from everyone else, the place where you've been fighting silently, carrying more than you ever spoke of. I know, and that's why I come today, not with the stern image of a judge, but with the gentle voice of a father searching for his lost child. I see you. How many nights you've lain awake, asking me, Lord, are you really there? How many times you've sighed in silence, worn out for far too long. And today, I say to you, I have seen it all, heard it all, and I have been waiting for you for a long time. Not to rebuke you, but to lift you up, to wipe your tears, and to place in your hands the life you once thought yourself unworthy of. In this world full of noise, it is so easy for you to believe you've been left behind. So easy to believe the lies, that you're not enough, that you're too late, that I've chosen someone else. But child, no one can take your place in my heart. You are unique, irreplaceable, the reason I endured the cross, and also the reason I rose again. If you are looking for a reminder that I am still by your side, this is it. If you need a sign that I have not given up on you, know that the very fact you are listening right now is the answer. I did not come to frighten you, I came to give you peace. Not to watch you collapse, but to raise you up, not as a victim, but as one I have chosen. Listen fully to my words today, for you will not only be comforted, you will be transformed. Because my love is not merely a feeling, it is power, it is fire, it is the door that opens to an entirely new future. Beloved child of mine, when your mind is overwhelmed by the noise of the world, the threats, the dark news, the worries with no clear answers, I come to you in stillness. Not with thunder or supernatural spectacle, but with a whisper deep within your soul. I call your name. I listen to the things no one else has asked you about. I am not looking for eloquent words or perfect understanding. I am simply waiting for your heart to soften enough to realize this one truth. You don't have to carry it all alone. I know there are things beyond your strength, wounds no one else can see. Nights when your thoughts spin out of control and you long only for peace. But did you know? Just as the storm at sea obeys my voice and grows still, so can the storms within you. When you let me in, I don't come as a judge. I come as a father, a friend, a redeemer. I don't come to criticize you. I come to lift you up. I see you, not only when you are strong, but even more so when you are weak. When you hide your tears, when you run out of words to pray, when you feel like a failure, that is when I am nearest. My love does not fluctuate with your success or failure. It does not depend on how much you get right. It depends only on whether or not you dare to believe that I truly love you. There are things you feared far too much, without realizing they never had power over you. People you've trusted too deeply, though they had no authority over your destiny. You don't need to define yourself by what others say. Look to me, for I alone created you, and I appointed you for a greater purpose. Even if 1,000 rise against you, even if your past is heavy, I remain with arms wide open. Hold on to peace. Don't let the world's negative voices steal your spiritual awareness. I don't want you to live as a victim of circumstance, but as a victor through faith. Whether you're in a desert or lost in a crowded city, I go ahead of you, clearing the way, leveling the ground, lifting you when you stumble. You are not left behind. You are mine, and nothing can change that. I have seen your enemies working in secret. They don't need to attack loudly. They only need to make you doubt. They want your sleep disturbed by fear, your heart so anxious that you forget to pray. But remember this, my beloved. I don't just love you, I fight for you. Every time you kneel, heaven stirs. Every time you cry out, Lord, I need you, angels are sent forth on your behalf. I have watched you walk through dark days when faith was the only thing you had left. And I tell you today, your suffering has not been in vain. You've learned endurance, trust, and love in the midst of trials. And that makes you precious in my eyes. What you endured did not weaken you. It made you into someone who can carry light for others. You don't know how many will be healed just by witnessing your steadfast faith. You don't have to be perfect to serve me. The ones I use the most are often those who have fallen the hardest, because they know how to rise in my strength. I didn't choose you because you're impressive. I chose you because you're willing. When you offer yourself, even in weakness, I will strengthen you. When you believe, even if only the size of a mustard seed, I can move mountains. The time for deliverance has come. Not tomorrow, not when you get better, but now. I am removing the burdens you've carried for too long, the burden of shame, of fear, of not being enough, of wondering, is God still listening? I hear every word, every sigh you thought only your heart could feel. I am restoring what's been broken. The dreams you thought were dead, the relationships you thought were beyond repair, the doors you believed were permanently shut, I can open them again. But you must put your trust in me, not based on emotions, but surrender. Sometimes miracles don't arrive in blazing light. They come through small, steady steps taken daily. I am there, in the morning bird song, in a child's embrace, in a whispered, honest prayer. Know that when I speak, it is not only to comfort, it is to commission. When I say do not fear, it is not empty encouragement, it is a command from heaven. You no longer live as one without hope. You have been redeemed by holy blood. You are no longer a victim, you are an heir to an eternal kingdom. You may not see results today. You may still hear the world say, nothing's changing. But you do not live by what your eyes see. You live by faith. And I declare, you are closer than ever to the promise I made to you. Do not give up. Begin each morning not with your phone, not with worry, but with a simple prayer. Lord, I need you. I will come, and I never come empty-handed. I come with healing, with encouragement, with renewed strength. I come to reset the rhythm of your heart so that you may live a life worth living, not merely surviving, but shining. And if you ask me, how can I know you still love me? Then hear this. I died for you, but I also rose for you. It wasn't just a historical act. It is the eternal proof that there is nothing I won't do to bring you home. You are mine. You have always been mine. And no matter what has happened, you still have a future, because I am the one writing your story from a blank page with a love that never changes. Do you know, my beloved, that there are prayers you thought vanished into the void, but I have kept them as treasure? There were moments you believed to be meaningless, a whispered word through tears, a cry of my name in your sleep, a time you said, I'm tired, Lord. But those were the very moments I came closest to you. Not one tear you shed has gone uncounted. Not one pain you endured have I not already carried before you. I understand the human heart better than anyone. I know there are seasons in your life when people turned their backs, when every plan fell apart, when every door closed, and you asked, do you see me? Do you hear me? And I answer, yes. Not only do I see and hear, but I have been moving long before you noticed. You didn't know that at the very moment you were wounded, I had already placed people of light into your life. It was in pain that I softened your heart, deepened it, and made it more courageous. I do not always rescue you from every storm, but I am always in the boat with you. Sometimes miracles do not happen by me calming the storm, but by me giving you peace to remain calm in it. And that is the greatest miracle of all. Peace that surpasses understanding. You ask, why do you let me suffer? But child, faith does not grow in the harvest. It is formed in the desert. That's where you learn to trust when there's nothing left to hold on to. And that is also where I reveal myself most clearly. I never promised you wouldn't stumble, but I promise I'll always lift you up. I never said you wouldn't be misunderstood, but I promise you will never be lost. I can't guarantee you'll get everything you want, but I have committed to give you everything you need to fulfill the purpose I've placed on your life. There are moments you think you're moving backward, but in truth, I'm pulling you out of the pit. There are times you feel alone, but I'm leading you through places where the enemy cannot touch you. If you look only with physical eyes, you'll be confused. But if you look with the eyes of the Spirit, you'll see every step I've guided, every moment I held you, even when you didn't know it. I remember every promise I've spoken over your life. Time may pass, seasons may change, but my word does not. No word that goes out from my mouth will return void. I am faithful. I don't break promises. I don't forget. You may forget, but I do not. And I am working quietly, steadily, with a love that never gives up. You don't need to try to please me through perfection. You just need to be honest. I'm not looking for the most capable. I'm looking for the brokenhearted who know to run to me. No masks, no disguises. Come as you are, because I love the real you, not the edited version the world demands you to be. I've seen many who are strong by worldly standards, yet broken in soul. I've seen the successful who are empty, but I have also seen the small, the unseen, those who kneel each morning and whisper, "I belong to you." And they are the ones who shake heaven. I love you not because of what you can do for me, but because I am love, and that love is my unchanging nature. When you truly understand that, you will no longer pray like a beggar, but like a son, like a daughter of a king. No longer asking out of fear, but standing firm in the identity I have given you. Do you know what I call you? Light, salt, air, temple of the Holy Spirit, a lamp not hidden under a basket. Then why do you live as if you are invisible? Why do you accept a life of worry when I have given you power, love, and self-control? Look around. There are so many waiting for my presence through your life. A friend on the edge of despair, a coworker quietly suffering in a cold marriage, a child asking, if God is real, why am I in pain? And you are the answer I am sending. Don't wait for a miracle to fall from heaven, be the miracle. But to do that, you must be filled with my Spirit daily. You cannot live by your own strength. You cannot overcome unless you are nourished by my word and refreshed by my Spirit. Spend time with me, not out of duty, but out of desire. Not out of fear of punishment, but because you know that only in me will you find abundant life. Begin every morning with surrender. End every evening with gratitude. And in the middle of your day, keep your heart close to my presence. Whether in your work, in cooking, in driving, in meetings, I am there. I am not only in sacred temples far away. I dwell in your spirit, alive, speaking, loving. I long for you to live a life that is full and strong. Not by material standards, but by the richness of the Spirit. When you learn to walk with me, you'll see that even the ordinary becomes supernatural. A word that gives life, a hug that heals, a prayer that shifts destiny. And if you feel tired, it's okay. I don't love you less because you're weary. I don't pull away because you doubt. I don't abandon you because you're slow to move. I am the keeper of promises, and my greatest promise is this: I will never leave you. My beloved child, perhaps right now, within your heart, there are still empty spaces that have not been filled, questions that remain unanswered, and wounds you thought had healed but still bleed in the quiet of night. I do not bring this up to reopen your pain, but to remind you that I have never stopped caring. My love for you is not affected by time, nor by changing circumstances. When you were still small, I already saw all that you would walk through. When you strayed off the path, I stood at the exit, waiting for you. And when you thought there was no one left to hold your hand, it was my hand holding yours. There are things the world calls failure, but in my eyes, they are the beginning of glory. Sometimes I allow you to fall, not to bring you down, but to teach you how to look up. When everything you depended on collapses, you'll discover that I am the only one who never moves. And when you believe you've lost everything, I reveal myself as everything you truly need. I did not choose you out of a million because you were more special than the others. I chose you because my love for you is personal, direct, and irreplaceable. You are not just a face in the crowd. You are the name I have engraved on the palm of my hand. There are nights when you lie awake, unsure how you'll make it through tomorrow, but I was there, placing peace in your heart, even if you didn't realize it. There were moments when you cried alone in a room, and no one saw, but I saw, I heard, and I wept with you. I know there are times when you feel unworthy to pray. You feel too stained, too lost, too far from grace. But child, if I only accepted the perfect, there would be no one left to save. It was for your weakness that I came. It was for your mistakes that I died. It is because you feel undeserving that I call you beloved. My love is not a reward for those who are flawless. It is a gift for those who dare to open their hearts and receive it. You don't have to strive for love. You were loved long before you ever knew how to pray. I loved you when you were still deep in sin. I loved you when you fought against me. And I still love you, even when you forget that I am waiting for you. Don't let your past define you. Mistakes no longer have authority over you when you come to me. The blood I shed is not symbolic. It is a transaction redeeming every lost moment of your life. When you say, Lord, I repent, all of heaven rejoices. Nothing is more precious to me than a humble heart returning home. And every time you come back, I never say, "Why did you take so long?" I simply wrap my arms around you and say, "I've always been here." There are things I've prepared long ago for your life, doors not yet opened, people you haven't met, places your feet have not touched. They are all waiting for you to step into a new season. But you cannot step into what's next while still carrying the luggage of sin, insecurity, resentment, and doubt. Let me help you unpack it, layer by layer. Let me heal the root, not just the surface. Let me teach you not just how to survive, but how to live with purpose, where every breath carries eternal meaning. You are the one I want to entrust with greater things. You are a messenger, a bearer of light into darkness, a sower of hope in barren ground. But before you go, you must know, you will never go alone. My presence does not only cover you in worship gatherings, it surrounds you in the chaos of everyday life. I am in every breath, in every step, in every decision you dare to pray through and surrender to me. I also understand, the world is not kind. Some will misunderstand you, betray you, wound you. But do not let bitterness steal the softness of your heart. I don't want you hardened by pain. I want you strong and still able to love. That's what makes you like me, gentle yet uncompromising, forgiving but not passive, steadfast without becoming harsh. Don't expect everyone to understand you. Even I, the sinless one, was crucified. But know this, when you live authentically in your faith, you become a light that cannot be hidden. I will use everything you've been through, whether good or bad, to glorify my name, to demonstrate my mercy, and to reach hearts that only you can touch. If today you feel empty, come to me, not to ask for a miracle, but to meet the one who makes miracles happen. Not to chase a promise, but to dwell in the presence of the promise keeper. I did not come to adjust small pieces of your life. I came to make all things new from the inside out. There is nothing too complicated for me. No wound I cannot heal, no life I cannot restore, and no path I cannot open. Where you're going is somewhere you've never been before. It doesn't look like your past. It's not limited by your understanding or by the opinions of others. This is the place I am leading you into, a place of true rest, of steady joy, of clear purpose, and of things you never dared to ask for. But to reach it, you must put your hand in mine, not halfway, but completely. When you do, I will teach you how to live in the kingdom while still walking this earth. I'll teach you how to speak without shouting, how to love without demanding, and how to stand firm without needing to resist everything. I will do in you what no one else can, make you a living reflection of me, not in form but in heart, a soul breathing the air of heaven in a world gasping for hope. And step by step, you will begin to see. Miracles are not far-off wonders. They are in every decision laid at my feet. They are in every soul touched through your life. They are in every moment you choose trust over fear, prayer over complaint, surrender over control. When that happens, you will no longer be just a person on earth. You will be my vessel. My beloved child, I know your heart is weary, not just because of work or the people around you, but because deep inside, there are things you've never had the courage to say out loud. Burdens you've carried since childhood, a harsh word that made you feel you weren't enough, a memory from a dark day that made you stop believing in tomorrow. And you wonder, does anyone really understand? I do. Not just because I am the creator, but because I became flesh like you. I have felt pain, I have wept, I have been lonely, I have been betrayed, I have known what it means to lose. I do not look down on you from afar. I stoop low and walk with you through every rough road, through every barren desert, through every memory you buried but still aches. Have you ever looked at the scars I carry? They are not marks of failure. They are the proof of love. Every nail, every drop of blood, every word of mockery I endured was so that you could live, so you could be free, so you could be healed. I did not die for sin in general. I died for you. I did not rise for history. I rose to lead you out of your own grave of despair. Do not live as though you've been cast aside. Do not pray as if you are a stranger. Come close. Call me by the most intimate name, Abba, Father. Don't be afraid when you have no words, for sometimes a single sigh is enough for me to understand. Don't feel small, because I, who created the entire universe, chose to dwell within your heart. And never believe the lie that I have forgotten you. for I have never left, not even for a second. You are part of a plan so much bigger than what you can see right now. You are the answer to the prayers of generations before you. You are the promise born in darkness to bring forth light. You did not arrive in this world by chance, you were appointed. You are not the product of a mistake, you are the result of eternal love. There are doors that will open when you begin to believe you're worthy to walk through them. Miracles will unfold when you stop focusing on your weakness and begin to trust in my strength. People will be saved, not by sermons, but by your life, a life that was once broken but now stands as a living testimony of restoration. Don't hide the old wounds, let them witness, because that's where I touched you. I did not promise you would never cry again, but I promise, every time you cry, I will wipe your tears with my own hands. I didn't say you'd never feel alone, but I promise, you will never truly be alone. I don't stop the storms from coming, but I will be the shelter you run to in the midst of them. I won't carry everything for you, but I will strengthen you through it, every day. Do you remember those times when you didn't understand what was happening, yet there was a strange peace inside you? That was me. That was peace not of this world, but from my own heart. That was my presence covering you like invisible armor, shielding you from things you never knew you escaped. Live as one who has been rescued. Do not hang your head in shame. I carried that shame on the cross. Do not live in fear, for I have given you my spirit, not to make you a slave, but to cry out, Abba, Father. When you rise in the morning, know that heaven awaits your voice. When you close your eyes at night, know that angels stand guard over your sleep. And when it feels like everything is falling apart, pause, breathe deep, and call my name. Jesus. That's all. My name is not just for worship services, it's for moments of desperation. My name is not just for praise, it's for power. And in my name every force must bow, every chain must break, every shadow must flee. You may not see results today, but I am sowing seeds of revival within your soul. All I ask is for your faithfulness, day by day. Don't let worry fill your heart, let it be filled with my word. Don't let the world's noise take over your ears, listen for my voice. And don't let your feet stop because of failure, for it is in your falling that I will teach others how to rise. You are a warrior, a shepherd, a sent one. You are a vital part of the body I am building. Without you, a piece would be missing. Without your faith, a soul may not be reached. I need you, not because I am limited, but because I have chosen to partner with you, so you would know that my love is real, and my power can be revealed through you. Do not retreat, move forward. Even if you are afraid, move. Even if you don't feel ready, move. Even if you haven't seen the miracle yet, pray anyway. Because I have gone before you. Before you called, I had prepared. Before you needed, I had provided. Before you understood, I had already loved. And now I bless you, not only with material blessings, but with deep spiritual ones. Satisfaction, freedom, clarity. I place my hand upon your head and bless your family, your work, your future. I open the windows of heaven over your life. I anoint you to walk not by your own strength but by grace. I renew your mind, restore your faith, and reignite the first love you once had for me. And when you walk away from this quiet place, know that I walk with you. In every step, every conversation, every decision. Remember, you are no longer who the world labeled you to be. You are the one I called, the one I forgave, the one I set apart, the one I anointed to live a life with eternal purpose. I love you, not because of what you do, but because you are you. And that is enough. Amen. My beloved child, now that you have heard all of my words, do not let them be just a fleeting moment of emotion that fades away. Let this truth be engraved upon your soul. I see you, I know you, and I choose you every single day. Not just when you succeed, but even when you fall. Not only when you sing praises, but even when you sit in silence, worn out. You are mine. And my love is not like the world's love. It does not shift, it does not grow tired, and it does not depend on behavior or circumstance. You may be facing things you don't yet understand. But I do not ask you to understand everything. I only ask you to believe. Believe that I will never leave you. Believe that even when the night is long, morning will come. Believe that even in the desert, I can make flowers bloom. Today, I place my hand upon your head. I bless your sleep, your children, your work, your mind. I give you clarity to discern the difference between my voice and the voice of deception. I place within your heart a peace that surpasses all understanding, not the kind that comes from controlling everything, but the kind that comes from knowing who I am. And when you walk out from this quiet place, you will not walk alone. I go with you. I go before you to make a way. I go behind you to guard you. I go beside you to remind you. You no longer have to carry the weight alone, because I am carrying it with you. Live with gratitude. Open your mouth in praise. Walk like someone who has been set free, because my abundant life now belongs to you. And if tomorrow you are tired, if next week you forget these words, just return. I will still be here. I love you, yesterday, today, and forevermore. Amen.